Welcome everybody to a Cujo Sound and Spacer's Choice presentation of Game Audio Talk. This is where I play through a game and discuss its audio design. This series is about The Outer Worlds from Obsidian Entertainment. It's a really cool game, and a big up goes out to the audio team and audio director Justin E. Bell for making this, as there are several cool things to notice in the sound design of this game. A quick disclaimer here, this is not a review of the game. I'm not going to bash it or anything like that. Even though we break systems and exploit bugs, it's only to focus on why the game sounds the way it does, how it could be made or solved, etc. Another disclaimer here, this video will contain spoilers, so if you haven't played the game yet, consider doing so before watching this video. And a third and final disclaimer here, I did not work on this game. If you want to know how the sound design of this game is actually made, then there are plenty of videos out there about that. I'll link some of them in the description. Now, let's get to it. Timed UI sounds of actions in the Outer Worlds. In the previous video about time dilation, I mentioned that lots of UI sounds and action sounds are super smooth, but I found a quite curious solution to a certain sound here in the Outer Worlds, and I'd like to talk about that. And that is timed sounds, both in UI and of actions. The issue at hand here is that if you have a sound that is timed to a certain action length, then what happens if that action is suddenly slower or faster? Let's dig a little deeper here. In the Outer Worlds, whenever we perform an action to use items in the menu, we hear this tiny click sound which seems to play for the duration of the action. It's the same sound that plays whenever we perform lockpicking or hacking of containers in the world of the game. This is a good sound. It sounds as it's supposed to. It really fits the aesthetics of the game and fits the world that we're overall in. But one thing that I noticed is that this is a one-time sound playing, linked to the time how long it takes to open a container, and not a sound that follows this timing as in a parameter.
That's hand, Cap.
Like, if this has just been a tiny click playing in a sequence, then pitch it up slowly as we approach the finishing of the action, we could have a sound that would always fit the action and the length it would take to do it. I noticed this because the sound is always of the same length. Yet, if we want to hack open a door, and that is really difficult to hack or unlock or lockpick, or game difficulty makes it harder for us to do so, the same sound plays, but the action hasn't finished yet. The sound works, of course, if we get certain skills that allows us to do this faster or almost instantly hack an object, because then the sound just plays and then ends as we end the action, but it's different when the action is suddenly longer.
Keep your hands to yourself. What do you think you're doing?
This should be done in any other way than it is right now. It would require a bit of timing from the game side and a variable that tells us if an action is finished. Just like a value from 0 to 1, which controls the pitch or perhaps also the rate of playback of the container. We can do this by having a sequence container playing a simple click, which then continuously plays until the action is done or we cancel the action. This would be one way of syncing it to the action, but why it is made as a one-time sound is a good question, because I'm sure there are reasons for why it is the way it is. There could be several reasons for choosing to do so, perhaps because the performance of this action should always sound the same. That is a totally legit aesthetic choice to make. Could also be production time reasons, or that it could be noted very far down the polish list and they just never got there, or maybe it's fixed in an update that's coming. We don't know. Or simply because it's just not been thought about or not noted in the aesthetics list when reviewing the game. Regardless of this, the sound in itself is super cool. It may sound so geeky, but it's a nice click. It does what it's supposed to, and it feels right in this world and fits the aesthetics of everything. And there you have it. Timed UI action sounds in the Outer Worlds. Thank you for watching this episode of Cujo Sound's Game Audio Talk about the Outer Worlds. I really hope you enjoyed it and perhaps learned something from it. If you are new to Cujo Sound and this channel, why not hit the like and subscribe button to be kept updated about how the sound design in video games are made. I post content for both beginners and experienced veterans. If you really like this channel and want to see more, why not head over to patreon.com/Cujo Sound, where you for as little as $1 a month can help me sustain this channel and the time I take off to create all this content. I would really appreciate it. Once again, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again in another video. This is Bjørn Jacobsen and Cujo Sound, signing out.